Everyone has their own idea of what a hero is, of what a hero should be. Ever since I was a kid, heroes have always been on my mind. They are even today, and I'm not afraid to admit that. If you ever ask who my favorite heroes are, I'll probably say whatever Marvel hero that comes to mind in that moment. Most often than not, that answer will be Spider-Man, as he will always hold a special place in my heart. I grew up with him. And while he is one of my top favorite heroes, my real favorite heroes aren't who you expect. I love the Flash as he has a fun and interesting ability. I love Cat in X-Men as she has an ability that she truly has to master. I love Naruto as I related to him, and he was a hero who saved me a hard time in my life. I recently realized how heroic the greatest thief Lupin III is, and I love his perspective as a hero. What got me thinking about heroes recently wasn't any of these heroes. In fact, it was how I recently got to watch the Boku no Hero Academia movie, 2 Heroes, in theaters. I'm a huge fan of the Hero Aca series as a whole, and the movie was no exception. The movie is an amazing watch with great music, animation, story, and amazing characters I hope will appear in the show. Getting to see it on the big screen is something that was truly amazing. I can't tell you how hard I laughed, cried, got excited, and how hard I cheered at the climax. It was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience, which I hope won't actually just be once in my life. The final battle was so powerful and amazing, my heart was beating super hard. However, I don't just want to talk about the movie. I wanted to discuss why Hero Aca is my favorite hero story I've ever seen, and the feeling I get from its fights. If you haven't seen the show or read the manga, go watch or read it right now and then come back. Or if you want the TLDR version, major spoilers ahead for the rest of the video, by the way, the TLDR version goes like this. It takes place in a world where 80% of the population has abilities known as quirks. Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku, is one of the quirkless minority. He looks up to the hero All Might, who is a hero who saves everyone with a smile on his face. Young Midoriya is heartbroken when he finds out that a quirk won't manifest in him.
お母さん、どんな困ってる人でも笑顔で助けちゃうんだよ。超かっこいいヒーローさ。僕も。
He's heartbroken, yet he still doesn't give up on being a hero. He still analyzes heroes and tries to do his best to become a hero. When he's in middle school, he meets his hero. He meets All Might. He finds the truth about All Might, and after a certain injury from battle, All Might can't keep his hero form for more than 2 hours a day. All Might has used up his 2 hours when Deku's friend Bakugo gets in trouble after a goop monster holds him hostage. With no quirk, Deku races forwards. He does all he can to save his friend. All Might sees this and is motivated, for his true quirk, One for All, is a quirk he can pass down. And that's where I want to start the discussion. You see the scene where Deku gets noticed by his childhood hero. All Might recognizes Deku as what a hero should be. He sees a spark in Deku, so he trains Deku, and passes a quirk to Deku. This moment is what hooked me into the show initially. After just 1 episode, you see one of the most powerful moments in the show.
言って欲しかった言葉は
君はヒーローになれる
They're able to build up and have you relate to this underdog story. The thing that I like the most about the show is how you see not just Deku, but every UA high school student develop their quirk. You see them figure out what a hero means to each of them. These fights aren't just driven by the idea that they have powers, so they should use them to help. Rather, they're driven by this want to be their own idea of what a hero should be. The tournament arc in Season 2 shows that each character has their own ideal hero, and how they want to become that ideal. Every fight is driven by their motivation to become what they think a hero is. You see Uraraka's want to help support her family and protect her family clash against Bakugo's idea that the best hero is simply the strongest person, that the hero will always come out on top. Their fight in the tournament arc is one of my favorite fights, because all their emotion is poured into this one clash. My heart was beating super hard, and I felt the motivation of each fighter in this bout. In the same arc, Deku fought the Hero Aca version of Zuko, Todoroki. Todoroki's past was displayed as follows. He has daddy issues. That is basically the equivalent of his past. Nah, but he has two quirks, ice and fire. His dad is the number 2 hero in Endeavor, the flame-powered anger guy who is a hero somehow and not a villain. Todoroki has a deep hate for his father and will not use the flame side of his quirk. His fight with Deku was powerful in that the whole bout was filled with Deku not fighting to win. Deku at this point didn't care about winning the tournament. All he wanted was to get Todoroki to realize that both ice and fire are his quirk. Deku fought to get Todoroki to understand that his quirk isn't his father's but his own. That he needs to make his quirk his own, which is a reflection of Deku's want to make the power he received from All Might his own. Spoiler alert, Deku didn't win the actual fight, but got Todoroki to realize the truth of his quirk and how it is his own. In this light, Deku won by staying true to what his version of a true hero is. You see a lot of Deku losing the physical fight, but winning in the emotional part, and helping his friends grow alongside each other. You get to see him and his friends fight together to stop big baddies like Stain in the next arc, and these fights feel powerful. Then we enter Season 3, where the League of Villains attack the UA training camp. This is an amazing arc with amazing fights. Most people's favorite fight in this arc was Deku versus Muscular. We see Deku give it his all against the indestructible wall that is Muscular. Wait, he fights Muscular because this boy is in danger. Deku protects this boy who was super mean to Deku, simply because Deku doesn't want a kid with so much potential to be lost. Deku sees a spark in this kid and rushes to protect him as soon as danger arrives. The battle with Muscular, where Deku goes full force with 1,000,000% of his power, was amazing. While not the first time the show had me feeling the power and emotion, it was one of the most intense. My chest felt the heaviest it had ever been, and my body started to rise in temperature just from watching. I didn't know what the feeling was, and I still can't explain it better than pure hype, pure power, pure emotion. I was so filled with this that after the episode ended, the intensity stayed with me for 10 minutes or so. It's a feeling I never knew would be a thing I'd ever feel. Soon after, when All Might used up the rest of his quirk he had when fighting All for One, I felt the same feeling. When All Might on camera said, "You're next," I didn't have the feelings that the crowds in the show had, where they thought All Might was warning other villains. I had the feeling that Deku was feeling. I knew the message was to Deku saying, "I've used up my quirk, the rest is up to you." I felt the hype, power, and emotional feeling I had before, only this time it was also sad in a way. I think this was the actual feeling Deku was having in that moment. This is something that the show does for me that no other show has done. It's giving me this feeling that I can only get from it. As well as this, it does good giving you the exact feeling the characters feel. This factor also draws me to the show. With the provisional licensing exam, I absolutely felt the want to cheer for Class 1A as they went for their licenses. And after the licensing exam was over, we saw a fight between Deku and Bakugo, our two rivals. This was another time that Deku may have lost the physical fight, but he won the emotional battle. It was the episode that gave Bakugo a little more character and made me understand him more than I had previously. Although all of that happened, I didn't feel the same feeling I had in the first season's All Might vs. Nomu, the second season Uraraka vs. Bakugo, the Todoroki vs. Deku, the Stain fight, the Deku vs. Muscular, and the All Might vs. All for One fights. A few episodes after that fight between rivals, Season 3 ended. However, I realized during the final fight in the Two Heroes movie what that feeling was, and why it would hit me. It was the combination of whatever feelings hero ideal the characters had. And the last piece I noticed in the movie. It had the plus ultra side. This feeling I felt from sharing ideals with the hero. It came from knowing what they were feeling. It came from their motivation. It came from the main theme of the show, surpass your limits and go plus ultra, which is why I've dubbed this feeling the plus ultra effect. Plus ultra is a simple idea that's super obvious since it is one of the main aspects of a hero. They surpass their own limits when stakes are high and win the day. It's so obvious that no one really talks about it, yet Hero Aca conveys it so well that I get a feeling I don't get from anything else, from this idea. And while there are other reasons I love the Hero Aca series, such as showing the dark side of being a hero and the aspect of building and growing a hero, Plus Ultra is my ultimate draw to the series. I think heroes shouldn't just fight for the sake of fighting. I think they should fight because they need to do so in order to protect people. I enjoy seeing heroes who help around as well as on the big things. I really love seeing heroes stay true to their own hero's journey, and in doing so, surpass their limits. Thanks for listening to my unorganized rant, and I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe learned from it. I hope to see more heart-pounding moments in Season 4 of Hero Aca, and to experience the Plus Ultra effect and even more in the future. I hope to see you all watching in Season 4, and in whatever's next.